Netanyahu plays the role of Mr. Security for Israel, and Chaiwala plays the Chokidar for the Hindus in India.
And both are a failure, right? Because their policies are no more a secret; it's an open secret. And I would, like I said, I would urge the people of Israel and Indians to understand what is going on. They just want to stay relevant, and their relevance is based on the fear which they have created in the minds of the people. That's all. They have nothing else to offer to the people.
What are exactly proscribed organizations?
There was a Kashmir movement was going on, so certain organizations in Pakistan got registered, and they wanted to help out the Kashmiris through creating funds and participating in generating a movement against the Indian atrocities and brutalities. But then once we realized, and the world realized, that probably these organizations are not doing good to the cause of Kashmiris, so the Pakistani government actually banned, and they were made proscribed organizations. That means that they are no more authorized to operate in Pakistan.
Right.
The registrations have been cancelled, and now they are no more actively working here in Pakistan. That's what they were labeled as proscribed organizations.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Global Crossfire, where we smash through the optics, strip away the photo ops, and ask the questions no one dares to. I'm your very own Fariha Farrukh. You're watching 360 Digital English. Today we will be discussing a couple of very important issues: Netanyahu, his confused, dubious policies, and how we see Narendra Modi copy-pasting it in a very funny manner. Then we will be discussing the statement given by Field Marshal General Sayyid Asim Munir with regards to taking half the world down. Then we will be discussing proscribed organizations versus Indian state-sponsored terrorism. And lastly, Israel's attack on Qatar. We're joined by Major Retired Umair Khan. So let's move forward towards having some good conversation. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Sir, how was the cricket match?
Cricket match was a very well awaited match, and though we lost it, but the entire nation was all glued to the television channels. They wanted to win this match, but unfortunately it's part of the game. We could have won it, but anyways, we lost it.
Rare chances, though, rarely happens. According to the latest news, the Pakistani team said that Andy Pycroft needs to be resigning, and unless that happens, they will not play further.
The whole point is that the problem with the Indians is that they've never taken game as a game. Whenever there's an opportunity to maybe mend your offenses and maybe try and restore some relations, they're always on the opposite side. What they've done is that there's a very basic customs, and cricket is known as the gentleman's game. But unfortunately, I don't know what's wrong with their government and their BCCI and even the mentality of their players. I mean, shaking hand was so fearsome for the captain. And you know what was fearing, what was in their mind was that their public, their extremist government will actually be penalizing them merely shaking hands with the Pakistani captain.
That shows the prejudice.
That shows the prejudice.
And the hate.
That shows the narrow mentality. I mean, game is a game. I mean, we could have won or they have won it. Fine, it's good. But not shaking hand was a very rare scenes in the cricket. It was known as a gentleman game. And then the referee, why Pakistan is making a protest, which is I think quite legitimate and logical also, is now here the referees are supposed to intervene and tell the players that, you know, what difference would it make if they're shaking hands? It's a cricket game.
Absolutely.
I mean, why are you bringing in and why are you dragging the politics and the extremist mindset in the cricket ground?
So well, I guess, don't you think it is better for the world to have a clearer look? You know, they've become more exposed.
The world is already clear of the Indian mentality, and this episode of not shaking hands, even at the start, at the toss, and even after the end of the match, normally teams, you know, they line up and they shake hands. They didn't do that. I don't know what have they achieved out of it. I think the world should see that how narrow mentality they have, how they've taken cricket And so I think for Indians, it's no more a gentleman game. So I feel sorry for the Indians. I can't say more than that.
I think they've earned humiliation. They always do. So, sir, coming towards Netanyahu's dubious policies. Now, I feel that there are a lot of similarities between Netanyahu and Narendra Modi. What do you have to say about this?
You're very right. Why I agree with you is, now, leaders normally command the hearts of people once they stay relevant, once they're doing something for the people. What Netanyahu is, and why I agree with your point of view, is that the Modi is copy-pasting the format of Netanyahu, is that Netanyahu's relevance in Israel, because there are a lot of protests in Israel against Netanyahu, is to create fear among the people of Israelis. And that is how he is trying to extend and prolong his tenure, because he has nothing else to offer to the people of Israel. So how they do it, how he would do it, he would create a fear that Hamas is coming. There would be another 7 October in the offing. So I need to actually bulldoze Gaza, and I need to, take on the Hamas leadership in the entire world, wherever they are. And that's what he did in Qatar. I mean, it's very strange that those people were there for a dialogue. Qatar normally would host, as taken as a neutral venue where different people, different countries
facilitator.
come. Like facilitator.
True
like
that.
Taliban used to go there when
True.
Americans used to have a dialogue with them. So targeting people in Qatar, and with this logic that they were Hamas people and the Hamas leadership has been taken down, is a strange thing. Again, why he did that? Because he wanted to stay relevant, because the Gaza war with the international intervention is no more there. I mean, people are pressurizing Netanyahu about his foolish and idiotic policies. So what he did is he targeted the Hamas leadership. I don't know who was targeted, but he targeted them. Now, what Modi is doing is, he created a false flag operation in Pahalgam, because, like I said, Pakistan and the international community have been asking continuously to give us some proof. Who were they? Are they lost in the thin air? Where are they now? So the only proof, like I earlier discussed, was the chocolate wrappers from Pakistan. That's
Yes.
the only proof they have. So Modi is again copy-pasting the same format of Netanyahu. He's trying to create fear among the people of Indians that there would be another Pahalgam, and he created a war because of his elections. And just to add on one thing, if Modi was so sincere and loyal to the Kashmiri people, once he was, I think he was on a trip to the Saudi Arabia, he came back immediately, and instead of going to Kashmir, Pahalgam, where did he go? He went to Bihar, where the elections were to be held. So my question to the Indian people is, please try to understand, your Prime Minister, if he was so concerned about Pahalgam and the killings of your Indian people, he never bothered to go to Kashmir. He didn't go to Pahalgam and Kashmir. He went to Bihar, where the elections are to be held. So I leave it to the Indians to judge what is happening. So again, both are
Quite similar.
Quite similar, and it's a copy-paste format which Indians, I think the Indians should wake up now.
Okay, so Netanyahu plays the role of Mr. Security for Israel, and the chaiwala plays the chokidar for the Hindus in India.
And both are a failure, I think, because their policies are no more a secret. It's an open secret. And I would, like I said, I would urge the people of Israel and Indians to understand what is going on. They just want to stay relevant, and their relevance is based on the fear which they have created in the minds of the people. That's all. They have nothing else to offer to the people.
And then they play the religious card so well.
That, like I said, because what they're doing, what the Modi is doing in Kashmir is that he's trying to change the entire topography of Kashmir. He's trying to eliminate the Muslims. He's trying to inject more Hindus into Kashmir just to change the topography of Kashmir. I think it is not going to work. Imagine, more than 700,000 military in Kashmir, more than what we have, and the entire strength of our army is less than what they have in Kashmir.
The most militarized zone now.
Most
Kashmir.
militarized zone in the world.
True
and
that.
They could not control Pahalgam, and now they're just trying to create fear among the people, and that is what is left with them.
Interestingly, the international alignment, as we were talking about the similarities, Netanyahu, Israel, relies on the US military aid. $3.8 billion annually. That's the aid that they get. And if you look at Howdy Modi, the event in 2019, they have been trying to create an alignment, a so-called alignment. But do you think they're actually getting the favor from the West, or is it just an illusion?
The funding which the Israelis are getting is primarily to create a fear among the Arab world, first of all.
Right.
Just to create an hegemony and work as a frontman of the US. What they're trying to do with the rest of the Arab countries is because on the backing from the backing of the US, and their alignment with the Indians is to have a check on Pakistan. Their alignment with the Indians was to have, again as a frontman, to have a check on China. But the world is very clear on that. And the recent war which has happened between India and Pakistan was a big, big blow on West and all those who were trying to invest in India directly or through Israel. The Israeli weapons, Israeli equipment was blown out. So why are Indians on the back foot now? Why the world is not giving attention to the Indians? Because they have seen that I think they was betting on a wrong horse. I mean, it didn't prove good. And it was a failure at the end of the day. So the world is, I'm sure, would not be interested anymore in Indians and to invest in India. That's why they are being gradually isolated. And the world is not interested to have India to create sort of a checkmate against Pakistan or China. So Indians, I'm sorry, but I mean, the world was betting on a wrong horse and you were a failure.
Absolutely. Sir, coming to the Field Marshal's statement, he said we will take half the world down in case, Pakistan is put to test. Can we actually do it?
Now, this was a very interesting statement and it created a lot of stir among the Western world also. Now, one has to understand what a nuclear bomb can do. Now, we have around good about 170 nuclear weapons with us, including the complete launches and all that. And likewise, the Indians have the same numbers. I was just hearing a statement from one of their retired journal. I think he's a psychopath, I think. And what he was trying to tell is that the Pakistan has most of the bombs are sub-kilotons, and if we start firing nuclear bombs with each other, I mean, Pakistan starts firing on India and India starts firing on Pakistan. So still Pakistan would actually, vanish from the map of the world, and still some India would be left out. Now, I can just laugh on his statement. I mean, you are an ex-military officer and somebody who was retired as a general making such foolish and kiddish statement. I can just laugh on it. Now, he doesn't know what an atomic bomb can do. A single bomb, nuclear bomb, can actually not only eliminate, an area of 100 by 100 square kilometers would actually evaporate in air.
Right.
There would be nothing left on ground. And like we just started off with Al-Fateh 1 and Fateh 2, which are the weapons with the shortest possible ranges. Now, I'm sure they know it. We have Shaheen 1, Shaheen 2, Gauri and all that, and their ranges are 2,500 kilometers and plus. So rest assured, we can do that, and your Kolkata is quite in range of the missiles, and it will play havoc. It will be a mutual destruction. Once they talk about this thing, once the Indians talk about this thing, and I'm sure not, I'm just saying this for the viewers to understand that if India and Pakistan would go in a nuclear war, both the countries, Field Marshal was quite right, literally half of the world will evaporate in air.
Can we attack Israel? I think our maximum range is 4,200, and the distance between Islamabad and Tel Aviv is 4,800.
Now,
am I right?
Somebody was very right. Somebody was just talking to me the other day and asking that Israelis have a very, very comprehensive air defense system. They have 3 tiers, they have Aerodome and all that. So how could the Israelis and can the Israelis fire the missiles? Now, Israelis missile technology is good, but it's not very advanced. We have much more advanced technology in missile systems. Now imagine if Israelis missiles could cross 3 countries. They had to cross Jordan,
yes,
they had to cross Kuwait, and they had to cross 3 tiers of air defense system in Israel. And still they could hit Tel Aviv and different cities. That means if Israelis can hit that, despite the most advanced air defense system with Israelis, Pakistan surely can do that, rest assured. And we can, I don't want to, say that, we can play what we can do. That would be much more details. I don't want to share that thing. But all I can say is that Israelis are well aware what Pakistan can do, and Pakistani missiles can do, and God forbid if they're armed with the nuclear weapons, Israel will just evaporate.
Right. So if you look at what happened in Qatar, in the context that we were talking, we saw the havoc being created, and there were rumors that next target could be Pakistan.
Yes, there was a mention of Pakistan once the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu was making a statement, and he said that the world is condemning Israel's attack on Qatar, whereas the world did not condemn once Americans hunt down
Osama bin Laden
in 2011.
Right.
So I just want to tell them that they're entirely two different scenarios. Pakistan at that time was an strongest ally with the Americans, and we were hunting down Al-Qaeda and other Al-Qaeda's main leaders, and we were the front line in the war against terrorism. One is that Qatar was not on board. Secondly, Israel is no more America. So giving a contextual relevance of Pakistan is totally out of place. And I think there was a very, very strong statement given at the UN Council, where our permanent member gave a very bold and very blunt and very logical statement to the Israeli member who was sitting there, that Israel has to watch out what he is saying, and there's no relevance of these two things. And Israel, Israel should get to know that. As far as the statement is concerned, that is fine. But even if they try some nasty thing with Pakistan, they'll get a very heavy blow. And I'm sure they all know it. So it's only a media talk, media sensation which they're trying to create. Nothing more than that.
My next question to you, sir. What are exactly proscribed organizations?
No, once there was a Kashmir movement was going on, so certain organizations in Pakistan got registered, and they wanted to help out the Kashmiris through creating funds and participating in generating a movement against the Indian atrocities and brutalities. But then once we realized, and the world realized, that probably these organizations are not doing good to the cause of Kashmiris, so the Pakistani government actually banned, and they were made proscribed organizations. That means that they are no more authorized to operate in Pakistan. The registrations have been cancelled, and now they are no more actively working here in Pakistan. That's what they were labeled as proscribed organizations.
My question to you here would be, India has been using their active officers in creating so much of troubles in Pakistan, and we have seen the proofs as well. Is there a chance of these proscribed organizations at any time getting activated?
Now, my only concern has always been that once the DG ISPR came out with the recorded conversations of their Indian serving military officers and JCOs who had their operators here in Pakistan and who were involved in different terrorist activities. So I'm still wondering why there is no refusal, why there is no denial from the Indian side. That means they've accepted it. And once they start making blame on our government and our establishment that the proscribed organizations are taking part in different activities in Kashmir, and Pahalgam was one of they were trying to link it with one of the organizations. I just want to tell them one thing. Pakistani government and establishment are really serious in making sure that there is no terrorist activity going on from our soil. And God forbid, I don't know whether I should say it or not, if we unleash these organizations, if we unban them, Indians will not be able to, survive the wrath of these organizations. So say thank you to the government, say thank you to the government of Pakistan establishment that we are keeping a check on them and they're not being unleashed. If they're unleashed, you will have it. So don't try and do this blame game and make allegations on Pakistan. We are trying to control it, and so do we expect from the Indian military not to get involved in Balochistan, in KPK, and get yourself involved in the different terrorist activities. We are coming down very heavy, and we'll take them, each one of them will be taken out.
Absolutely. Well, I guess you summed it up so well, and I'm sure our audience had a very deeper insight into almost all of the topics that we discussed. As we wind up, what do you see this Islamic summit that we just had? Is there going to be any practical, consequences, or is it just going to be again just chit chat and pictures?
Like we used to say this OIC is actually OIC. I'm sure the Muslim world, they have money, they have resources, but the unfortunate part with the Muslim world is that we are operating in isolation. We have our own interests with the Western world, but when it is now, since Qatar has been attacked, so the next one could be another Arab country. My only wish and my prayers are that if the Islamic world can give a very unified and strong response to the world, to the West, and to Israel also, that let it be the last time they have attacked any Arab and Islamic country. It should not be a mere lip service. It should be a very stern response. And response should not only be restricted to words and statements, it should be substantiated by some actions, if at all it happens again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
I would be needing your feedback. Feel free to comment, share, subscribe. Take care of yourself. Keep watching 360 Digital. I'm your very own Fariha Farrukh signing off. Take care. Allah Hafiz.